Let's bring one who knows all about Nigerian football, and he has had thoughts to share thoughts concerning the performance of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We've got a veteran, Edafe Matthew, a sport journalist, a podcaster, joining us. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Edafe.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on your platform. And the Super Eagles is our beloved team. Three-time African champion, unbeaten. If we're taking all our chances, but hey, we're okay with 3, and we hope we can make it 4 in Morocco.
All right, we saw the interim coach of the side. I know you're ready to go all out on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That 3-4-3 formation by the interim coach, Austin Eguavon, do you think that will play out? Because he gave the likes of Bruno Onyemachi, Ola Aina playing so well in the wing-back position, but bringing in the likes of Victor Boniface to start the game. Do you think that can work today in this encounter against Rwanda?
I think that what the coach did was to, first off, he came in onto this job with the shortest time possible. And on the back of terrible results from the Super Eagles, 6 games played, no win at all in the World Cup qualifiers and all the other games. So from Pesero to Finidi George, and also on the back end of Eguavon also playing the 2-legged game against Ghana. So this is a team that are not inspired confident. A lot of people don't have faith in. But then he looked at the players he's got, and 2 teams played his decision of starting with Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface came early to camp. Victor Osimhen, with his transfer to Galatasaray and all of the stories around him, he came in late. Honestly speaking, I would have even let him stay with his Galatasaray for now and settle in. But thank God he came and then he scored. The formation of a coach is predominantly dictated based off on the players he's got in camp, the way he wants to play, and then the opposition is playing against. So knowing fully well that this Benin Republic beat us 2-1 in the World Cup qualifiers, he felt that a flat back 4 would not work because that's what Finidi used and we're caught napping. So I think it worked. Any system a coach plays and you get a result, as much as 3 goals to nothing, against a team that have beaten you before, I think it's a good system.
All right, will this 3-4-3 formation work today, Edafe? Do you think we should repeat the same formation?
There's a saying in football, if you ain't broke, you don't fix it. But Rwanda is not Benin Republic. We're also playing in high altitude. The altitude in Rwanda, in Kigali, is different from the riverine region of Uyo. And again, this the Amahoro Stadium, or was it Amahoro Stadium?
Amahoro, yes.
Is on a very high plateau. So when you put all that together, you want to play with a team that can conserve strength and can be strong for 90 minutes and whatever added time you have. And I think that the system he wants to play, the 3-4-3 system, gives you an added advantage in midfield and also help you to stretch the field wide enough to give you width. Because again, in football, you need control in midfield, but you also need width, especially when you have players like the Ademola Lookman, and then you have whoever is starting on the right-hand side. You need that width to be able to decide. Another good thing I like with Eguavon's team right now is the fact that the bench can win the match as much as those who are starting, which is something that has been missing for quite a while now. So I think I like the selection and the tactics as well.
All right, I have my colleague here, Okpe, and he has a question for you.
Yeah, so Edafe, I mean, just like you said, Rwanda is not Benin Republic. We're expecting a much more difficult game. I think with the 3 at the back, there are always different variations that you can go with. And I think to myself that, for me, I would have said that maybe he should add 1 more body into the midfield and drop 1 winger. Fisayo Dede Bashiru definitely was brought up as a box-to-box midfielder, and he can definitely flank off 2 strikers. But then again, we could have the likes of just Boniface and Lookman. But then I was thinking, in the last couple of qualifiers, we've had Rafael Onyedika show that, he's got what it takes to play in the midfield, and he brings a certain calmness and composure to it. So for me, I think going with a double pivot and just having someone like Fisayo who can do the work of going forward and coming back would have been better for them. But then again, Eguavon knows best, and just like you said, if it's not broken, don't fix it. However, going against this tough opposition, do you still think that this is the best way for us to approach the game?
so I'm looking at on my screen here. I'm looking at the lineup. If nothing changes, this is what we're going to have in midfield. Dele Bashiru and Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi maybe must have had a few below performance games with the Eagles, but he's still one of the best midfielders we've had in the last 10 years. Now, he's evolved his game from playing strictly defensive midfield. Let's not forget that Wilfred Ndidi transition. When I played against him as a Barrack boy in Ikeja some years ago, and I put my team to play against them, we defeated them 3-2. Wilfred Ndidi was a centre back, and he was one of the even though we won, he was one of the standard players. When he went to the under-17 that he didn't make because of injury, he was a centre back. And from being a centre back, he moved into playing as a defensive midfielder. Now let's start playing him forward in the 8 and sub-10 sort of position. I don't think that, when you look at the way he wants to play, talking about the coach now, he wants to exploit the wings more because probably his calculation is, okay, we're playing against altitude and these guys are going to be fast. Why not use these wide players, score goals early, and see what I cannot throw in to dictate the pace? But you see, the thing about football is it's not played on paper. One thing is to write the script on paper. Another thing is for your players to cross that white line, going into the rectangle called the football field, and utter the instruction very well. What is tactics in football? Tactics is the ammunition with which you destabilize your opposition and impose your play. But sometimes some other teams read the script better and use their own antics to maneuver you. Would home advantage count for Rwanda? I don't know. With Super Eagles is not a team you beat your chest like Mufasa and say you are the king of the Pride Park. No, because one Super Eagles can turn up today, another one turn up tomorrow. So with this Super Eagles, it's a question of which one is going to turn up. The last game, Wilfred Ndidi was not my problem. It was more of Chukwueze because I felt that he was not interpreting the tactics properly and he was not helping the team. But hey, I'm going to sit back here and watch. I could have also brought in Moses Simon to play in the position of Chukwueze on the right-hand side. But hey,
I can see that, yes, the starting 11 has been released indeed. And Nwabali taking up that goalkeeping position. If I'm going to reel it out here, we've got the captain starting also. Ola Aino Ajayi. Bruno Imechi is also starting this time. Wonderful, because he had a very spectacular outing against the Benin Republic. We can see Kavum Bassi, Ndidi, Dele Bashiru, Lukman, Chukwueze, and Boniface again. So it seems he was sticking with that starting 11 for the game against Benin Republic. But a lot are still worried. Victor Boniface did not bring in the expected until when Victor Osimhen, was substituted in for him. What do you think about this starting lineup? Any concerns?
In football, one of the things that I've come to know, and I know that national team is not club side. Imagine when Arsenal was starting Kai Havertz and he wasn't delivering the goals, and then they just cut him off. Or Thierry Henry at Arsenal, they just cut him off. Or Didier Drogba, first season, they just cut him off. The thing with a striker is you play on two things. First is instinct, second is confidence.
Okay.
So if you start a player in a match and all of a sudden you yank him off at second half, and then the second game is not starting, what you've done is kill his confidence completely. And it is confidence is the SIM card that activates the network, which is instinct. So for Victor Boniface, he needs some time to bed in. And these are the type of games, if you don't play him in this type of games, are you going to play him against Egypt, Senegal, Morocco, some of the big countries in Africa? Obviously, no.
Okay.
I think that Nigeria does not need 90 minutes to beat Rwanda. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just saying that Rwanda is a team that Nigeria can beat within 30 or 45 minutes. So if we have the chance to give Victor Boniface a chance, let's not forget that this Osimhen that we are all banking on is a keg of gunpowder. And it's shown us that it can be very volatile.
Okay.
Playing wise,
Edafe, I'm sorry to butt in. I'm so sorry to butt in. I've got Rwandan journalists who just 14 minutes to kick off to give us an update over there at Amahoro Stadium. David Bayingana, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. I can see you're in the stadium.
Yeah, I'm already in the stadium, and of course, the players about to come out. And of course, the warm-ups are just finishing a few minutes ago. So it's just that the announcers, are mobilizing the people here, the Rwandan fans, to go behind the Amavubi, the national team, against the mighty Super Eagles. Yeah, so the game is about to begin.
All what is the feeling right now? I know Rwanda did win against South Africa, and that will be the confidence that they are basking on against Nigeria. Do you think the fans are confident that they can get this win today at home?
Yeah, of course, in the past 3 or 4 games, confidence has been building up on the side of the national team. No, in the past, we did not have good results at all. And the fans and the national team, there are always a link between them, misunderstandings because of bad results. But since joining the national team, the German tactician Frank Tolsten had a lot of changes to make. And of course, bringing on board new players, new blood, and of course, Rwanda-related players that have been playing abroad, not associated with the national team. And of course, he installed a certain style of play where he got some good results from South Africa, Lesotho, and recently when we were in Libya, Tripoli, he managed to get it from there. So that gives the confidence that, of course, takes him into the Super Eagles game with the heads high. But of course, we are going to play one of the super giants of African football. And of course, during the good results that we had, it's time to measure ourselves and see really what he has been building is really taking shape. And of course, who else to give you that balance? Super Eagles, of course, will give us that test today.
All right, a test I'm hoping that you can learn from or take advantage of. Thank you so much, David Bayagana, for that update all the way from the Amahoro Stadium. And I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. Edafe, I know you're still with us. Thank you for your patience. Okpe, you're still here. From that update from David, Okpe, any questions you want to ask Edafe to react to?
No, just his predictions at this point in time. I think to get his match predictions will be accurate right now.
It's a tough one to predict. About a year ago, I was in Germany with the Nigerian youth team for the Bayern Youth Cup, and I saw the amount of investment that Rwanda is putting into their sports, because they also sent a team for an under-19 team. The government puts in $5 million. We don't even have that to pay a coach. So, and look at the investment they put into the Amahoro Stadium. We don't have a national stadium to play at. We had to go back to state government to accommodate us. So there is a lot of discrepancies, and there is something called momentum in football. It's like on a racetrack, if a lesser car is already on speed, you bring a fast car, they might get an advantage over a 100-meter dash. That's how Benin Republic defeated us. But to cut the long story short, I'm having faith in the Super Eagles. I'm taking this faith. I hope it's not misplaced. And I think that we're going to win 2 goals to nothing.
All right. If we get this win against Rwanda, Edafe, I would like to put you on the spot right now. Should we stick to these indigenous coaches, the likes of Austin Eguava? Can he just get the job with Fidelis Lechuku and Daniel Ogumodede in assistant capacity?
I'm always of the belief that people should be responsible for determining their fate and their future. And in this case, I've always said, if you know me, you know that I've always advocated for indigenous coaches. Truth be told, situation have also conspired to help the case of the indigenous coaches. I make bold to say here that Nigeria does not have the money to pay any foreign coach. Anybody that is telling you they want to go and bring in Ijora Badia or Labadia or anybody, the person is lying to you. The money that we paid Gernot Roa many years ago, he still have not been able to move it out of Nigerian bank to use for himself. Joseph Pesero, the same thing. Truth of the matter is we can't pay a foreign coach. So let's stick with them. They've won us this game. Benin Republic is not really a super side, but they can build up from here. Eguava has not really been given a chance to start his own journey in the coaching seat since he started in 2003. With the senior national team, it's always been when things have gone wrong, they call Eguava to come in. And if you check his record, his matches, maybe he's not qualified for tournament, maybe he's failed at crucial point, but he's got more win than losses. So I will stick with him, and then he should find a way to get the magic that will make him pass critical position. But I don't think that Nigeria can even afford the loss rate of employing any foreign coach.
Okay, all right. We're hoping to just stay on that confidence that you are ensuring over there. Thank you so much. It's been an interesting conversation. I do not want to take you away from the kickoff the blast of the whistle. Thank you so much for joining us on In the Game today. I'm sure my colleague Okpe also shares his gratitude.
Definitely. Always a pleasure to have you on In the Game.
Thank you, Okpe, fine boy.
So Okpe is the fine boy right now. I'm not the fine girl. It's all good. Thank you so much, Edafe Matthews, for joining us on the show.